Hi, everyone. I wanted to share some information with you and that might be helpful in recognizing how you may be sabotaging your relationships. And this is a wounding that happens in childhood. It's called the rejection wound. So I want to share this passage in a book that I'm reading, and it really defines it quite well. It says that it's a deeply ingrained wound rooted in the experience of feeling unwanted, unworthy, or fundamentally unaccepted. It often originates in childhood or early formative relationships. This wound manifests as a fear of abandonment, chronic self-doubt, and difficulty forming deep connections due to the expectation of being dismissed or excluded. Some may struggle with intense sensitivity to criticism, interpreting neutral situations as personal rejection, while others may isolate themselves to avoid the pain of disapproval altogether. There may be an internalized belief that one must earn love through perfection, people-pleasing, or emotional suppression. Emotionally, this wound can create cycles of anxiety, self-sabotage, or settling for relationships where one is undervalued. Physically, it can manifest as tension in the chest, chronic fatigue, or digestive issues. Over time, this unresolved rejection wound can lead to difficulty trusting in relationships, an avoidance of vulnerability, or a constant need for external validation. Watch for these patterns of fearing intimacy, withdrawing at the first sign of conflict, or struggling to express needs due to the fear of being too much. So, if you are suppressing this wound, let's go into some of that information. It says, suppressing the rejection wound by either rejecting oneself preemptively, believing that you're unworthy of connection, or overcompensating by seeking constant reassurance. Some may cope by pushing people away first, assuming rejection is inevitable, and avoiding deep emotional bonds. This can manifest as detachment, emotional numbness, or an inability to fully invest in relationships. Others may go to the opposite direction, overextending themselves to gain approval, tolerating mistreatment to avoid abandonment, or shaping their identity based on external validation. This can result in chronic overgiving, struggling to set boundaries, or staying in unfulfilling relationships to avoid being alone. Some may suppress this wound by minimizing their emotional needs, convincing themselves that they are independent and unaffected by the rejection. Watch for patterns of emotional detachment, overcompensating through social validation, or fear of voicing needs due to the expectation of being dismissed. Beneath both extremes lies the same need to recognize that rejection does not define your worth, and that true belonging starts with self-acceptance. So that is very, very important, self-acceptance. And how do we get there? That is the question to be pondered. And we'll go into some of that next time. But I wanted to share this information in case it's something that you're experiencing, just starting to become aware of it and recognizing the patterns can be helpful in moving forward to see why you may operate in a certain way in relationship, and how you can start to understand yourself and why you why you behave in a certain way when it comes to relationships. So I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to go into next time what you can start to do to shift these patterns into more healthy dynamics. So I hope you enjoy this, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you.